All people are nothing but tools. It doesn't matter how it's done. It doesn't matter what needs to be sacrificed. In this world, winning is everything. As long as I win in the end, that's all that matters. A cold-hearted genius who puts on a mask to manipulate others is a very interesting character archetype, be it manifesting badass power, blurring the line between heroes and villains, or teaching us valuable lessons, including errors in their thinking. But who did it the best? Twilight, Lelouch, Light, Ayanokoji, in their own way explore the end justifies the means thinking. For selfish versus selfless reasons, how far are they ready to go? Comparing Twilight and Lelouch, for the sake of world peace, they both are ready to sacrifice their lives, even if nobody else will know about it. Lelouch, even if he goes into history as a hated tyrant. Meanwhile, Twilight will work until blackouts from being too tired. The most significant difference is the lengths they are ready to go. Lelouch can sacrifice own allies' lives, even killing a very beloved person. Meanwhile, although Twilight is ready to manipulate, blackmail, beat up people, still he will go out of his way not to kill anybody. Even if he initially entertains the idea of being cold-hearted. Just remember episode 1. His first impulse was to leave Anya and start from the beginning, but he chose to save her. It would have been much easier and safer to eliminate the enemy leader, but he chose a more difficult option to get wanted. Such a noble cause and relatively heroic actions, even if it means a more difficult road. Despite trying his best to be cold-hearted, his strong moral compass shines through. Twilight truly is a shadowless hero. But then what about Lelouch? The man who saved the world, but also created such a terrifying bloodbath. Was he ultimately a villainous hero, or a heroic villain? It is up to you. What for you defines a hero and a villain? Do you think good erases bad, or both must stand on their own merit? I am looking forward to discuss it and the following questions in the comment section. Maybe even more interesting is the transition from Light to Kira. In the first episode, Light was somebody who did horrible things, but ultimately was ready to sacrifice own soul to make the world a little better place, and killings saw just as necessary evil. But over time he was corrupted, becoming Kira, and for the better world became just an excuse for own selfish desires, even enjoying killing people, showing that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, that when you desire only the result, you start taking shortcuts, and when you start taking shortcuts, you might lose sight of the truth. This makes you question, what is the point of being so capable if you go in the wrong direction? If you set out to kill only bad guys, but end up killing so many who risks even their lives to save people. Also, we can see, although Kira and Twilight have the same archetype, they have such a stark contrast, both being on the opposite sides of the scale, truly selfish versus selfless, ready to kill anybody, even enjoying it, versus going out of his way to save a life. Even their character journeys are so different. We see Light's negative progression becoming Kira, and Twilight's positive turning into Lloyd. And then there is Ayanokoji. As a quote at the beginning shows, "As long as I win in the end, that is all that matters." He does it only to make his life better. Has a much more self-centered and therefore selfish goal, which is in stark contrast with others who wish to impact the whole world. And his lower scale ambition and comparatively down-to-earth choice make him more palpable Most likely we have classmates, co-workers, maybe even friends like Ayanokoji, a person who will achieve his desires, even if it means hurting people who deeply trust him, like letting Horikita get very sick. Also, his actions also do good, even if it is to gain other people's trust so can manipulate them later, like protecting Horikita from her brother. What makes somebody a hero or a villain? Is it intentions or actions? That somebody is a hero for doing good, even if it is with bad intentions? The conclusion is up to you, but I see anime only Anakoji neither as a hero or a villain, but as neutral. Somebody who is not going out of his way to be evil or good, but if does, then usually has a balancing reason. Ayanokoji reflects a more mundane, subtle, the end justifies the means thinking, which you could fail to notice until it is too late. Like me asking to like and sub, and if it fails, I can always use Lelouch Geass power to make you. They also explore the idea that we must be emotionless to be objective and make the best decisions. So you must distance yourself from your emotions, but the truth is, unless you are a sociopath, you will have emotions due to how uncontrollable is subconscious. Moreover, even sociopaths will always have bias due to their blind zones, and the scariest part is the inability to notice them on your own. That is why rejecting these aspects will lead to huge oversights, be it attachment to someone like Twilight and Lelouch, who risk their whole mission, so many people's lives, for one person, or Pride of Light, who made him fall for L's trap. Even anime only Anakoji's pride seems to have made his life much more difficult due to conflict with his father. For example, if wanted, he could be in Class A from the get-go and enjoy all benefits of it. The biggest struggle we see in Twilight, who truly wish to be cold-hearted, to be a proper spy, but his innate strong conscience does not let him choose a truly ruthless path. But do we truly wish that he becomes as heartless as Light? We saw how it went. That is why I love a better solution shown in episode 7, where Lloyd puts aside his pride, reflects on own approach, and truly considers yours point, gaining much better insight, and with it, finding a more effective solution. So, to be more objective, we must accept the imperfections of our minds and ask for additional insights to people we trust. A big part of archetype is the various masks they are wearing. Let's start with Ayanokoji. For the vast majority of people, he's just some guy from Class D, basically nothing special. You could say a background character. Some people whom he has helped view him as a hero, but even Horikita, who he has shown by far the most, has seen only the tip of the iceberg. In reality, he is very self-centered and intelligent, far beyond her expectations. In his case, the relationship with the masks is relatively straightforward. The background character mask is a goal he wished to achieve. Fake it until you make it. Also, to not attract unwanted attention. The hero mask is born out of necessity to gain the trust of key people and use them to affect other people. Both masks are important to be an invisible shadow puppeteer, and he holds them at arm's length from his true face. Currently just tools, because the distance between the real face and his background character mask is too big. Similarly is Lelouch. For the public he is just a normal student, do not attract unwanted attention, and he also secretly is Zero, a hero who rallies people to gain independence from oppressors. But in reality, his intentions are not as noble as he says, are more self-centered, such as to avenge his mother's death, or make his sister's life better, no matter the sacrifice of other people. Still, in contrast to Ayanokoji, Zero has a huge part of Lelouch's true face, a mask built on truth. Not a mere tool, but to some extent a loud expression of deep desires such as revenge and a better future. Lelouch used a mask to express something he otherwise could not. In this regard, Light is somewhat similar. Although for the public he was a genius model citizen, showing great aspects of his true face, he used the mask of Kira to channel deeply hidden aspects such as pride and cold-heartedness. In contrast to Lelouch, over time Kira became his true face, because Death Note let Unpunished engage in his worst instincts. Great proof of it is when Kira lost memory about Death Note and became Light again. So Light's mask tainted him. And then there is the Master of 100 Face, Twilight. Like Shrek and onions, he has many layers. Public mask. For the outside world, especially Eden College, he tries to be Mr. Forger, a perfect father showing such elegance that even Mr. Elegant has not seen. Peeling one layer family mask for Yor and Anya, he is Lloyd, a very caring father who tries his best for daughter despite the obstacles. Professional mask. For the agency, he is Twilight, one of the best spies in the world, by being cold-hearted, super calculative, and thorough. This is a mask he used to fool even himself. Under all these masks, deep down is his true face, a hard child, crying orphan. Each mask gives him something. Being Mr. Forger lets him manipulate others and with it advance the mission. Usually to make this type of mask, he must put everybody else at arm's length. That is why Twilight's mask is so useful. It helps to avoid attachment and with it all pain from forming bonds. So he is ultimately alone, trying to be cold-hearted and working as much as possible. But this time he must also be Lloyd. Due to prolonged time spent together and difficulty, he slips up and is forced to reveal less than a perfect man to Anya and Yor. Due to that circumstance, he has let them so close that Yor seeing him as too harsh on Anya and overworked is nothing special, too big. Over time, their bond has grown so much that Lloyd trusts Yor to cover his blind spots. The family mask has given something he lost a long time ago. Truly be a part of a loving family who supports each other. This mask slowly is healing his true face from all that pain. Even when he tries to use Twilight's mask regarding Anya and Yor, his true face shines through. Like that time he felt guilty for planting a listening device on Yor, or saving Anya and being determined to make a world where children will not cry. With them he can be much more genuine and has even formed bonds. Just remember what he told Yor, everyone is playing a role. They tell themselves, this is what parents do. Trying to live up to one's ideals is an admirable thing, of course, but when those ideals start to constrict you, it is easy to lose sight of who you are and where your true strengths lie. Having to perform all the time can be exhausting. That is why I want you to be exactly who you are. He talks from experience to some extent about himself. Also, if previously he had a fake smile, now it is genuine. The manga readers know why it is true. Ultimately, we can see that Twilight's mask helped him to distance from the pain and gain control, but Lloyd's to gradually truly heal. From all these characters, you can learn what to do with your masks and what not. For example, if you use the anonymity of the internet to make a mask and use it to troll, you might end up like Kira. But If instead to discuss problems you are too shy to talk about in real life, then like Lloyd. If you have any more great examples of utilization, I'm eager to read them in the comment section. So who out of these four thought you the most?